Early July 3rd to be specific, 2024. What it do? Team No Sleep, social impact of sport. James Higgs here. That guy to the side, Montel Allen. How you
Yes,
doing,
sir.
brother?
Blessed, man. Blessed cannot complain, man.
I can't
So,
because it's hot.
yeah,
Okay.
you
We,
can't,
we, we
can't complain, man. You can't. Hey, you 6 feet over instead of 6 feet under. You cannot complain.
Man, okay. See, why you want to go ahead and do the glass half full instead of empty then? Because, man, all I know is last time I looked, it was 112.
Yep.
And that's just fighting words, right? Anytime
Yeah.
somebody say it's that hot. It,
Hey, it may be hot, man. And I
yeah,
mean, man, you may be discomfort, but like I said, man, shoot, we got a lot to be thankful for
true.
instead of complaining. So, count them blessings, bro.
Nah,
God,
I'm gonna
God,
count
God,
all
God give them out.
112 of them
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
this
If,
heat.
if, if God, if God giving them out, man, I'm taking them. So I'm counting my
Hey
blessings. So,
man, hey, we gonna you was in service last night, so we gonna have service again tonight. You was in
Oh
service
no,
with
no,
me and
no!
Keith last
Hey,
night.
that brother, he was preaching tech and the Bible, so I was
Yeah,
like, well, he owned one. But no, man. I mean, just for real, I'm very blessed. Cannot complain too much, man. Everybody's healthy, everybody's good, and like we said, I mean, we just look at it, man. The people in Dallas is dealing with that tornado thing that just hit the
yes,
touchdown.
yeah,
The hurricane is starting to come up. You dealing with the fires that are a little bit north, just
yeah.
not quite touching you yet. And then we got all those people in India. God, God bless those people that were affected in that stampede in India. And we over here complaining about a little heat, man. We gotta take a step back, man. Let's take a notch back and be thankful.
I appreciate it. See, you right there keeping me level headed. You're right. You right, and all is
Yeah.
well that ends well. And I'm not gonna complain until I get up there. Hopefully, everything will be all right when I go up there tomorrow.
Mhm.
And I think my man, Brother Stark, is gonna join us. So good to see you, brother. Appreciate you for being here. Seniors in the building. So let's do what it is that we do. Um, and welcome to everyone that's watching on the other channels as well, things like that. But let's start with social impact story, but it's not necessarily a traumatic story like we
Yeah.
typically do in weeks past, and I think that's a good thing. I mean, this week seems to be a little bit different, man. But I saw this story and I said, man, we got to talk about this. We
Yes,
got to
sir.
talk about this. Tennessee State, HBCU. What are they doing? They not coming up with a new baseball team. They're not building any new buildings. They're not getting new football jerseys. No, this is a black school, HBCU, and they done messed around and started a collegiate ice hockey team.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And I say all those other sports, all those other things, because that's the expectation, right? Okay, HBCU, obviously you're going to do football. Obviously you're going to do baseball. I mean, not even soccer, not even track, not even nothing else. These brothers, and they got a black coach
Yeah. Well, you got to think. Hockey is growing
in
amongst
Tennessee.
the African American. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, they had the professional hockey team there. You also got to believe that even people of color over in Canada where they play it a lot in the great I would say Northeast or Great East, like the main areas of Vermont and all them, the brothers that play hockey, they really never had a place to go, right? They really never had an outlet unless the school came and picked them up. It was not a lot of variety for them to play, especially if they wanted to have the HBCU experience. Now they do. Now there's an opportunity for them to go have the HBCU experience, be a hockey player, play collegiate hockey at the high level because at the NCAA level, all hockey players play. It doesn't matter if you're a
Yeah,
Division I, Division II football, basketball.
that is
Hockey
true.
plays all at the same level. Everybody plays the same level. So you could be a Division III school or so-called Division III school, but you could be playing at the Division I school for the hockey championship. Regardless, you got to just be good. I think the fact of the matter that we're testing out new sports, there's a demand for it. They're gonna have an audience for it. I think we as a community need to support them because
Yes.
this can spawn even more. And it's funny, HBCUs always certain HBCUs always talking about they don't have any money. It's funny that Tennessee State, not one of the more popular ones like the Gremlins or Southerns, weren't able to pull this off, and yet Tennessee State is actually going to be able to put this together, pull it off, and be a part of something that is historic. That's amazing, and I
Yeah,
hope
because
that
they
just
actually
sparks
doing it
more.
instead of just talking
Yeah,
and crying and whining about it and saying, why can't we as well play hockey?
yeah, and you got to also think this is just going to spawn because female hockey is very big too. I don't know if you know that, but female hockey is very huge, especially since I've been to Minnesota so many times, I could see it in Minnesota. Female hockey is very huge. I think this will help them, curl their Title IX issues as far as adding more teams, adding more athletics, not taking away. They're actually adding more athletics. What we see in California, and a lot of schools are taking away athletics from different programs. Tennessee State is actually adding something, man, which is that's great in itself. It's great to see them kind of spearheading this lead, this charge in hockey, man. And I couldn't be more happier, man. Now, I don't know a lot about hockey, but I will watch. I will take a chance and I'll check it out and watch just to see what it's all about. And hopefully that they're successful, man. I hope they can have a lot of success.
No, I'm the same way, right? I won't get behind a sport until I know the rules, right? So I mean, hockey's been one of them. Another one, lacrosse, but that's a whole lot of running. But there's certain sports that I'm trying to I want to understand, but not until I know the rules will I be able to get down with them. But these folks right here, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna be tuning in.
I might mess around and get a jersey.
You gonna get a
jersey?
I
might mess around and get a jersey for the inaugural season. Like, give me a Tennessee State jersey and rock that. But Tennessee State has been really pushing the envelope. As a school, as an institution, they've been doing very well. They hired Eddie George as a football coach a few years back to bring bring them back to prominence. Now they're starting this Tennessee. They're starting hockey. I believe one of their sports teams, I don't know if it was baseball or softball, that was very, very good. They got some good things going on, man, and I'm glad they're putting it in the forefront. I really am, because schools need to expand more in athletics, period, on a bigger scale, because that attracts more students to come to their university. And we already know schools that are suffering with low attendance, or schools that are suffering with low admissions, if you add sports, it generates more students coming to that school, more athletes coming to that school, and so on and so on. So I'm really excited, man. I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad they're doing it in the HBCU world. That really gets a bad rap, right? Especially for money. Financially, they get a bad rap.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we got 20% off right now. We can buy something right now. 20% off. I'm gonna put listen. But I don't see any specific hockey stuff.
I don't see no hockey. I want to wait till they do drop the hockey year.
That's dope, man. I mean, again, not something that we expected to see, and again, that could be a conversation in itself. Why we don't expect to see this, but again, the fact that it's not baseball, it's not soccer, it's not basketball, it's a HBCU, and they branching out, not waiting for anybody else, finding the money, finding the resources, got the team, got the squad, got a coach, and making big news, and gonna play the other. I'm gonna call them elite already. Gonna play the other elite teams. They're gonna lose a little. They're gonna win a little, but it's gonna make headlines just by doing the thing.
I also think that opens the door for it being an HBCU, also for people of the opposite color to come to the school, right? I mean, if kids want to play the hockey, and a Caucasian kid wants to play hockey, and he either he chooses that as the number one scorer, maybe that's his one only opportunity to go play. I think that just opens the door and bridges the gap between us. It breaks down color. Sports has always broke down color barriers. This is another opportunity, another opportunity to be able to do that. And I think Tennessee State is kind of in the forefront, which is great, man. Like I said, HBCUs typically always get downgraded because they're now I want to say misfortunes, but they don't have a lot of financial backing at all. And it seems like somehow, some way, Tennessee State has found a way to expand their athletic program instead of shrinking it down like others are doing. So, man, salute to their athletic department.
Yeah, but having the foresight or the courage, right, to even have this conversation. Dan talking about his sport and he not even on. Come on, but you know the keys. Well, no, we don't want no trouble tonight, Dan. We just don't let you sit in the comments. Never mind.
Yeah,
hockey, but I mean, I think never had a color barrier. Is what he said. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's a very good thing, and I believe they all have probably pipeline to the the brothers that are sitting up in Canada. They need an opportunity to come down and play at the collegiate level, and so forth, right? I mean, typically we see there's always a few African Americans and probably Latino Americans that are sprinkled on hockey teams all around. They're sprinkled all over the country. This might be a place where they can all come together and unite to play against other powerhouses and hone in on their skills from there instead of other places and get the HBCU experience. I think it's a match made in heaven. I hope other HBCUs tend to follow.
Yeah, that would be dope. That would be dope. Before we move on to this next one, I want to that comment from Dan, I only read part of it. Hockey has never been a color barrier, but there's always been the cost barrier. That part right there, right? The cost barrier piece, because you think about how expensive it is when you got boosters, right? And they're always going to contribute to the more popular sports. They're going to contribute to the baseballs and footballs, and we know how expensive that is. But it seems to be less opportunity for differentiation in something like a hockey if that's not your core competency, right? If that's not what you do, we're not going to send you a whole bunch of money because that's not what you do. I think about other sports that colleges are doing now, golf. I already mentioned like lacrosse, things like that. But that piece right there, and I think that speaks so much in favor of what TSU is doing because of the cost barrier, because it's a HBCU. They went ahead and did it anyway, and they found a way to do it instead of messing around, sitting around and complaining about it.
Yeah, and I think the cost barrier, like you said, I think it is a color barrier. I think it's both. I think the cost barrier opens their pipeline to even invite more money to come in now because now they have a collegiate hockey team. They have a collegiate sport that's playing hockey. It allows them to cross other barriers and go into other places and recruit as well. So it expands also their admissions process of where they want to go and where they tap into talent to come and be a part of TCU, the whole TCU experience, or TSU, I'm sorry, TSU experience. I'm all for it, man. I would love to sit down and pick the brain of their AD because I think this is awesome. I think they're treading new water and they're treading it the right way. They're going in the right direction. Let's open, and that's all. Let's enlighten African Americans to new sports. Hockey's been around for a long time. We don't buy into hockey, and I'll be honest with you, because we don't see a lot of them that look like us. Yes. We don't see a lot of people that look like us playing hockey. And hockey is a northern sport. You know, in northern where it's really cold, it's that kind of sport. But I mean, you can't tell me you don't have people playing hockey in Detroit. You know, we don't have kids playing hockey all these different places. But for African Americans, you know, now that you can see it and they can see you can have an opportunity to go play it in college, it's just going to open the doors and the barriers, man. I think it's going to knock down a lot of walls and a lot of stereotypes and give these young people an opportunity to be able to play. You know, play the sport that they love. So, like I said, shout out to TSU's athletic department and the people that are supporting it. You know, and I think the expense part, I think they're going to probably utilize the professional. I think TSU is close to Nashville, so they're probably going to utilize the professional hockey team's ice ring out there or some ice ring out there to be able to do it. But man, shout out to them, man, doing it big. That's just a huge opportunity for the school, huge opportunity for young African American hockey players and hockey players alone that all want to attend TSU.
Yeah, it is. I'll make sure to put the list to the schedule up when they put it up there. But they just got Coach Abercrombie's face out there, just grinning. Listen, man, and when they get to winning, that's gonna be so dope. So that's a good thing for sure, man. That's good social impact right there.
But you know, the big thing that this crosses barriers. You know how HBCUs typically play against other HBCUs in all sports, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're the only one that has hockey, so they have to cross that line to play the big Division Ones and other schools all across the country because that's going to be the competition. Hopefully, that knocks down that wall of being an HBCU in a conference, and now that opens the door for them to play all other sports as well. I think it's bigger than just the sport. I think it's just bigger than just having it. I think it's going to knock down a lot of barriers and a lot of walls for them to be able to compete at different levels of different competition.
Nice point. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. Shirley P. in the building. Appreciate you for being here, my friend. Dan over here still causing trouble because he was online last night too when Keith got to preaching. So we gonna stay locked in. We gonna stay focused. We not gonna deviate too much tonight. But this was a good way to start the show. Good conversation to have. Let's get into another story here. Let's talk about. Okay, now we're gonna go into some unfortunate news about this. I'll just bring the picture up. This brother can't get right. So, if y'all ever seen the movie Life, old school with Martin Lawrence and with Eddie Murphy and Bernie Mac, rest his soul, you know what I'm talking about. Just you can't get right. JaMarcus Russell was okay in college. He was a good player.
He was good in college.
Good player, and he was so good. He was the #1 draft pick in the NFL. What had happened was he is now labeled as probably the biggest bust in NFL draft history. He was an assistant coach at a high school in Mobile, Alabama. He was, I say, because of this story right here. There was a check that was to be used for a donation to the school. A check of $74,000. Now that's real money. I mean, that again, we're not talking about just $5, $10. We talking $74,000. That's money. The person who donated the check gave it to JaMarcus because JaMarcus is JaMarcus, right? Again, hey, number 1 draft pick in the NFL. He's the assistant coach. I can trust him, right? JaMarcus stole the money.
Not to mention the guy that gave him the check was an LSU booster. That's who gave him the check. It was a booster from LSU.
JaMarcus
helped
stole
JaMarcus out to be able to get. So I can explain because I was looking at it in detail. So the booster gave JaMarcus Russell the $74,000 to go to the school. JaMarcus did whatever he did with the money. I don't know if he bought a new car or whatever. He bought something with the money, and then they put stop payment check had already been clear, so they've been going through that argument all of a sudden. But basically, the funds were supposed to be used for the school. JaMarcus said JaMarcus used it for something else. JaMarcus is denying it. He said he didn't use it for anything. He didn't do anything wrong. My thing. This is number one.
Yeah,
JaMarcus Russell.
So before you go, because I want folks to understand who JaMarcus Russell is. That's why I get some of that backstory. And if there were any fans of the Raiders or any fans of LSU and JaMarcus Russell. Mm-hmm. But again, the man comes to the party with credibility. And again, he's in a position that should be credible as well. So now we want to dissect this whole thing. We're going to spend a little bit of time on this one. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so JaMarcus was number 1 pick. He signed with the Raiders for $61 million, guaranteed $32 million. That's number 1. Mm-hmm. So he was guaranteed $32 million. This was after 2007. It's $32 million. He had or has or still got money, but he has $32 million he's worth. He's currently worth a net million of $4 million. So if you got $4 million or you're worth $4 million, why are you stealing $74,000 from a school? That's the number 1 question right there. Why are you taking money that doesn't belong to you? I'm pretty sure in the conversation, the gentleman that gave him the check told him this is, I'm pretty sure he reached out to donors to help rebuild the weight room at his school. Intentions in the beginning were definitely probably there, the right intentions. But then the guy gives you a check and then you use it for your personal use. That's a huge problem. And this gives me Brett Favre vibes, right? This gives us Brett Favre vibes.
There we go. See, there we go.
Money, taking from money from people that needs it to put them in a better position, in order for your own personal gain. And I don't know. I mean, JaMarcus. I mean, I don't know very much about him. He keeps a pretty much quiet, low profile since he left the NFL. He's not really out there, but he's got to know this is all wrong. Just from an aesthetic point, this is all wrong. And the fact if you're worth $4 million and you took it, why haven't you made an inclination to give it back?
Yeah. So y'all see, right. I got it on the screen, right? $74 million check. JaMarcus put it in the credit union and quickly went over to the next teller and asked for $55,000 of it.
Mm-hmm.
That don't look good. That don't look good. You got some explaining to do, and there's bank records.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fact that you want to say I didn't do anything wrong and don't want to explain it, I have a problem with that. I mean, I'm sure JaMarcus is a hero wherever he came from, right? He's a hero. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He's a hero. He's a guy that made it out of Louisiana, wherever he came from, Louisiana. He was a guy that made it all the way to professional football. He put himself in a situation where he secured himself $32 million for the rest of his life. Why are we in a situation where we're resulting to this?
Yeah.
That's the question we need.
See, and the problem about that too as well, about being a hero, because he was a hero at LSU, but also where he was in the high school head assistant coach, because that's where he started. Yeah. So he went back home to help his community, his kids, and again, he went into the credit union. They got cameras, they got paperwork. You put in 74, and immediately you take out 55. And the school didn't get their money. That's a problem, brother. That's a problem.
And the part that upsets me, the fact that you don't think it's a problem, is an issue.
My God.
I'm all about. Hey, man. I'm all about. Hey, I did it. I was wrong. I was gonna do this. I was gonna do this. I'm gonna give the money. I'm all okay. You're gonna do that, fine. We'll figure it out. Yeah, you get a slap on the wrist. But the fact that he's denying and said he didn't do anything wrong, that's a problem too. That is a problem. You didn't realize this booster gave you money for this high school. Whether he just said, man, here's 74,000, help your school out. And then he comes back, hey, make sure if he came back a couple of days later, hey, make sure you get that to the weight room, get your stuff all situated. I mean, he violated someone's
It's like he thought it was for him.
He violated somebody's trust.
Yeah, it's like he thought it was for him. Oh, here go just out the blue. I'm a booster. JaMarcus, here goes $74,000.
Yeah, why am I going to give you $74,000? Why would I be giving you $74,000?
Man, you got some explaining to do, bro.
Well, I mean, bro, I think it's a bigger picture than that, man. I think we got to dissect and peel back the layers of the onion. Why does he think this is okay, and why is he in this situation? I mean, that's disturbing. And like I said, the most disturbing part is he feels he didn't do anything wrong. And he's quoted saying, I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm not making that up. He said he didn't do anything. I don't feel like I did anything wrong. I don't know why this is happening to me. Well, bro, you got to look at the aesthetics and look at what's going on, bro. He gave you a check. You turn around, you take $55,000 check, and you gave none of the money to the school. Zero of it. $0. Where do you not see there's anything wrong with that? And bigger, if he feels that way, can you imagine how many other boosters give other money to other schools and somebody dips their hand in it?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he's not the only person.
This is not brand new.
He got caught. He just got caught.
Mm-hmm. And he's a big name, so he's a Brett Favre.
Yes,
he's a big name, so we gonna make sure that this makes the cover of the newspaper or something like that, and we're gonna talk about it. But yeah, just for you to be so removed from reality and to think that this man, Chris Knowles, the booster who wrote this check and gave it to you to deposit and use it for the school, and then you pull out $55,000 of it, and you think it's cool.
Okay. Well, where's the other $19,000? Did that go to the school? No, kept it in your account.
That's already $4 million deep, right? Again, I mean, just that whole aspect too. It's not like you hurting. The ends are meeting.
Yeah, and the fact that they gave you $55,000 back, that means you have money in your account, because they don't give you money back in your account unless you got checks to back it up. So the fact that he was able to take $55,000 out of it, he had some money in his account. My question is, where do you possibly figure out it was a misunderstanding where the funds were supposed to go? Where's that misunderstanding? That's what I want. That's the part that I'm having a hard time. And I don't think JaMarcus Russell is a dumb person. He handles himself pretty well, like I've said. Keeps himself out of the spotlight. He does whatever he does. He's been very low key ever since he got out of the league, managing, doing his money. So the fact that this kind of situation came up where he was doing cool. I'm assuming he was doing okay in his career, in choosing his career coaching. Where all of a sudden the break in communication with this booster happened? Because I'm pretty sure this booster was given big time money when he was at LSU, right? He must have over a 20-year, almost damn near 20-year relationship with this guy. So what will make you break that trust of this guy that's been giving you money and helping you out for the last 20 years in some form or some capacity?
I don't get it.
That's the part I'm not understanding. And if he was flat broke, I still wouldn't even understand he was flat broke, because that's a whole other conversation. But what would make you throw away 20 years of a relationship you had, almost 20 years with someone that's probably been helping you, assisting you through your college career, probably been a mentor to you while you was your pros, when you got out, probably been a confidant you could always talk to and talk about business and do everything, because obviously Mr. Knowles is probably a pretty wealthy guy. Why would you break that all of a sudden for $74,000? Either there's a bigger picture that we're not seeing, that JaMarcus Russell was broke and he figured out he could take that money, or he thought he could just skim off I don't know what his thought process at that point was.
Is this a recurring thing, right? Has this happened before? Kind of like Marvin saying, this probably isn't the first time that this happened. It's just that now, it's kind of like that movie. What was the name of that movie, right? Where they were skimming out of the ATM, right? But pennies and nickels and dollars. But now here's a big chunk. And now there's more eyes and ears watching. And was this probably not the first time that JaMarcus did something like this? That's a question that's probably going to come up too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, it gives me Brett Favre vibes, man. It really does, which is saddening. I don't know. I don't have an answer for him. I wish it.
Don't call me. Don't call me.
Yeah,
I
the
can't
first,
do
but
nothing
the
for you,
first
man.
thing, but you know the crazy part, the first gesture you would have been was to give the money back,
Yeah.
right? If I'm wrong, if
Yeah.
I took something that doesn't belong with me and I truly didn't intend to take it or I misunderstood, then I would give the money back. Or I would call Mr. And if I didn't have all the money, I would call Mr. Nose and say, "Oh man, I thought that was for me. I'm sorry. This is what I got left over. I'll pay you the rest back
Yeah.
when I get it." There would be some. It wouldn't be the defense mechanism like I didn't do anything wrong. Tell me, JaMarcus, in what world some grown man's gonna give another grown man just $75,000 out of the blue, just cause?
Just cause. Just because, just because you played here long time ago, just because you played at college long time ago, you played a little bit in the NFL, but you didn't do great. Right? I mean, Raider
Yeah.
fans don't even like Jamar. It just don't make no sense. Come on, I see all y'all over on Twitter as well, sitting here listening and watching. Go ahead and comment and join this conversation. We talking about your boy JaMarcus Russell taking
It's
booster
not a good
checks.
look. It's not a good. And you know the crazy part, it's not a good look for the high school. It's not a good look for him. It's not a good look for LSU.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's not a good look for the former Raider and the Raider brand. It's not a good look at all around, man. I'm not. I'm really having a hard time understanding his psyche. I
yeah.
really do.
There's
I'm
that
not
domino
understanding
effect that you and I talk about a lot, right? Again, it initially looks like on the surface that it's just the two folks that are involved, right? The man wrote the check, JaMarcus, and the transaction. They may not get any more money from boosters. Yeah,
Yep.
they fired JaMarcus, but that's still the thing. Is this a pattern of corruption that's happening at the school, right? So now you start asking these kind of questions. Okay, man, now we got problems at the high school. We're not going to be supporting the school. Now we're going to look into other things. And I mean, just the negative domino effect of this happening.
Yeah.
And he didn't think about that at the head of time. He just took the little money from the school.
Well, and he's tainted his reputation right now. Like he can't coach at another school. Would you hire him as a coach at another school? Especially, and I can see where the school's coming from. JaMarcus, please be in the forefront of raising money because you're a high profile, right?
Yeah.
You're a former guy. You were considered for the Heisman. You were the number one draft pick. So on and so on and so on. Can you help us raise money to do these things? Absolutely not a problem. Okay, well, you get a guy. You call the guy. He gives you 74,000, and you take it. How much more money else was donated? How much were those thousands, those $1,000 that was taken, or those hundreds of dollars that was scraping up? Because I'm assume it's a pattern, right? Okay, if you took this one, what makes you think you didn't take another? What makes you think you didn't dig in the small pot? What makes you think you didn't dig into the slush fund that we had for getting gear? What makes me think you didn't take in any of that if you had access to that? Because obviously you took it from this big donor. Secondly, how many other donors did he reach out to that are part of the LSU that remember him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how much money didn't even show up? Because JaMarcus is famous in LSU. He's famous amongst LSU boosters. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It goes bigger, man. The web goes bigger than just, hey, he took it's a one-time thing. He took it. It was a miscommunication, blah, blah, blah. Again, if it was a miscommunication, you give it back. But I'm saying, if I'm at a reach, if I'm a high-profile guy, I know a lot of people, I said, I want to raise $100,000 worth. I'm gonna go to the big heavy hitters that I know and be like, hey man, because they trust me, they think I'm gonna do the right thing. They give me the money, I do the right thing. I put the money out. You don't do anything bad with it. You make sure it goes to where it's supposed to go to. That way you continue that trust. I'm saying this man gave this dude 74,000. Where did you miss? Where was the miscommunication you thought it was for you to put in your pocket?
That's just I'm gonna say it. You don't have to say it. That's just stupid, Marcus. That's just ignorant, right? Listen, man, I'm gonna cut that up and I'm gonna throw that on the internet. I'm gonna get canceled or whatever. But that's just a very ill-informed mentality. If you think somebody gonna roll up on you on a Tuesday afternoon, give you $74,000 when you were the number one draft pick in the NFL, and just to give it to you. No, bro. No, that's come on.
That doesn't work, man. It doesn't work that way. And like I said, if
the math ain't
if it was
mathing.
a miscommunication and a misunderstanding, then you would just get the money back. No harm, no foul, right? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the money, whatever. If it was like I said, if it was a miscommunication, you get the money back. But obviously, he's not giving them money back. He's fighting, saying he didn't do anything wrong. There's another issue that we're not even talking about. So I don't understand his psyche, man. I really don't understand where his psyche is, and I don't feel bad for him. It's sad. It's a sad situation to be such great and now to be demised to something for a person that's going to be stealing money from a booster, from a former booster of his college.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this opportunity right here because we got a gang of folks over on Twitter watching, and we got a handful of folks on YouTube. These are two platforms where we primarily stream, and because of that, this is for you, Montel. Actually, we know somebody watching. We know somebody at the big 2, 3, 4 networks are watching, because I can guarantee. Listen, it's too much of a coincidence. And again, we're not being boastful, but what we are doing is we're raising the conversation and we're having those conversations that are difficult, and we go into very deep context on these types of stories. But 9.5 times out of 10, in about 40 minutes after Montel and I get off the air, the exact same script, conversation, words, verbiage, whatever is being used on, again, those top 3, 4, 5 networks. Things that no one else will be talking about except if they saw it here. So all I'm saying is, listen, game recognized game. Listen, we out here telling these stories, the ones that aren't as sexy but need to be have conversation, need to be go a little bit deeper. If y'all like what y'all see, if y'all are appreciating the conversation and the content that's coming, just tell somebody. Pass on the accolades. Say where you got it from. Quote your source. Because, again, I'm not going to mention the 3-letter acronym, the 4-letter acronym, any of the other networks.
That was cold what they did, though, man. That was cold.
They did you bad last week because it was verbatim of what was reported on a multi-billion-dollar network.
What's funny to me, and we can move on.
I'm gonna leave it alone now. I'm done. I got it off my chest. I just wanted to say that.
I just think it's funny, and I'll do it this way. Okay, you didn't copy, you didn't bite what we said, or you didn't copy it, but it's super duper cool coincidence that we say the same things. Either great minds think alike, but most great minds don't express it the same. It was almost verbatim what we were saying, what we're talking about.
Verbatim.
Which
and again, we listen. Again, there's enough money. There's enough room for everyone to eat. Enough food on the table for everyone to eat. But nobody else, and I know because I've scoured the whole interwebs. No one else is breaking down these types of conversations like Montel and I are, and especially after they've gone off of the front page. Because a lot of the stories that we talk about don't even meet the front page, but they have a social impact conversation. So we go. No one else is going as deep about JaMarcus Russell, because this story broke on the first. No one else is going about all these different avenues of this story as we are.
Yep.
But they need to.
They won't go that deep. They'll just talk about it on the surface, what he did, and move on. They won't talk about the reason, though. They won't talk about the why. They never will.
That's it. We talk about the why.
Yeah.
And then find a moral of the story and try to find a way to hopefully do better and be better. All right, I'm done. Soapbox is gone. Let's see. Everyone is still there. Okay, no one logged off, so I appreciate it. I'm looking to see that anybody leave there. Okay, let's get into something else. Marvin said copyright infringement. I know, man. I know. We're gonna
let's go to that next story you was talking about, man.
Well, we got to talk about the draft, NBA draft.
Yeah,
we got to talk about it. And no surprises.
Again, this is our second time talking about it. We talked about it before. We'll talk about it again. This ain't the first time I brought it up.
Myself. I had to take a pause break myself. No surprises, though. No. I actually, I thought they were going to call him first with the first pick, but Lakers pulled Bronny with the 55th pick in the second round. So now Bronny Jr. is going to be playing with his daddy up in LA. Great story. Great for tickets. Doesn't make sense. Who knows? We'll find out. Did he earn it? Does he deserve to be at the Los Angeles Lakers with his body of work? Don't know. Don't know. But can he? How is he going to live up to the hype himself? I mean, I would love to have that conversation as well. How is this young cat who didn't get much playing time? You know, he was sick for a while. He was in the hospital, so I'm glad he's better and all that. But his stats aren't exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
And how does this young cat now connect with a brand new coach, who is a brand new coach, and the Los Angeles Lakers, the storied franchise in LA? How does he get that spot? How does he get to wear number 9, Nick Van Exel's number, on the Los Angeles Lakers? And
You're
go
asking
ahead.
me.
I'm just gonna keep ranting and raving. You just
Okay.
keep saying these things. But go ahead. Yeah.
I think Bronny's good enough to play in the league. I do. I think he's good enough. I think he's defense automatically right now. He can play defense on the ball, spot on the ball now. But let's rewind. Let's go. Did he deserve to be drafted at 55? I think there was a lot of players that had better stats than Bronny that probably deserved the opportunity to be drafted. But Bronny's pedigree from his dad being the greatest player and his dad having a heavily influence, and the fact that Bronny's been playing against pros ever since he's probably been 13 years old in pickup games with his father and all that stuff. I believe he's okay. It's an okay pick. It's a development pick, right? He's obviously a guy.
And that's what coach and Pelinka said at the press conference. Like he's gonna go through the summer league, gonna go through all that development. So they saying the right stuff.
It's a development pick. All 55 picks are development picks. They got to go through the ringer. But do I think other people had better stats that should have moved in there? And they absolutely did. The guy on his team, Boogie Ellis, had better stats than him. That was on the same team as USC, and he didn't even get drafted. So the fact that Bronny got drafted, so it's okay. I 100,000% believe in nepotism. I have no problem with it.
Oh yeah.
LeBron did what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to do everything in his power to make sure his son got the position that he wanted, and he did it as a father. I don't care what nobody say. People have been doing it all the time.
Yeah,
they continue to
keep
do
going.
It.
That's where I want to go. That's where I want to go. And you said nepotism. Shouts out to you, Dan Roth, because Dan sent me a funny AI meme talking about nepotism. So it is what it is.
Yep.
The fact that LeBron James used his cachet to say, "Look, I'm not going. I know it's time for me to sign my paperwork. I'm not signing any paper." He knew what he was going to do. LeBron James, businessman. He not just an athlete. He businessman. He said, "You know what? Look, y'all want me in LA. I know you do. I see the way Jeannie Buss is leaning up on me at the game. You know, when I'm not. I feel this is me. This is my town." And what's the brother name? Oh, the agent, the one who's married to Adele. God.
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul. Hey, he said, "Listen, y'all." Rich Paul apparently was calling all the other teams. Y'all better not.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all better not pick Bronny, or he gonna go to Australia and play.
I have a problem with that.
Right, okay, but again, I am going in a tangent right there, but I'm kind of going through the timeline. So yeah, the Rich Paul thing. Let's talk about that. But the fact that LeBron James used his cachet as a player, as a businessman, and then more importantly as a dad, and said, "Look, I want the best for my kid. The best is probably going to be right here with me in Los Angeles." Do you have a problem with LeBron James pulling out all the stops and saying, "I want my kid to have this because I can give this to him"?
No. The Spanos family been doing it forever. Who owns the Chargers?
Oh my gosh.
The Rudy family does it. Who owns the Steelers? The boy down in Dallas, Jerry Jones, does it.
That's the one I was going to talk about. Them Jerry Jones family.
So
Dallas Cowboys do it all day, every single day.
Why is it wrong that he did it? He held his position, his power, in order to get his son an opportunity to play, an opportunity to be developed and become the person. I have no problem with it, man. Nepotism happens all the time, and I'm all for it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I'm in that position, and I get my son in, I'm getting him in, regardless. If it's my daughter, I'm getting her in. The President 45, the Orange Man. He nepotism, and Biden. They both did nepotism to the best. They pull their kids in their political party. So nepotism is something that people have been doing forever. Why is that a problem when LeBron wants to do it for his child? Now,
there you go.
I do get, like I said, I think there were other people that had better stats than Bronny. probably might have deserved the spot more. But I'm not gonna say Bronny didn't deserve the spot either. He deserved it. If his dad put him in that position, perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. My problem with the Lakers is more that they hired LeBron's friend as the head coach, more so than drafting his son.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
JJ Redick.
that is
That's
a
a whole other
little
story.
that's a little tight right there. Yeah. That's a
That's a different story. So, but back to your original question, was it okay for them to draft him? Absolutely. And for the Lakers, it's a business move. It's not so much more a basketball move. It's a business move. It's a business move to secure the best player, to arguably the best player ever, LeBron, to come back. It's a business move to be able to say, we got a guy that's a development. He's a potential guy. We've seen him be able to play against other pros. He can hold his own. We can develop him. And it's not that much money we have to invest in him in order to keep the greatest player here. Guess what? It's a storyline. It's on every ESPN thing. Bronny's jerseys are selling out. That was a business move, if nothing else, and it was actually the right business move. Whether you agree with it or not, for the Lakers franchise, it was the right business move.
Right, business move all around, and 2 days later, oh look, LeBron decides I'm gonna hang out with y'all, and I'm gonna sign this another deal, $104 million.
Yep.
Man,
right after my son signs his deal. Right after my son signs his deal, $4 million a year, $1.7 million a year, something like that. So LeBron playing chess, and he's smart with playing chess as far as, let me make sure I get my son in and get him secure and make sure he continues to play the sport that he loves. Funny, guess what? LeBron's other son, who's a junior in high school, will be coming out in the next 2 years. That's why he signed a 2-year contract with an option. He might be able to get his other son on the team.
And Bryce, and listen, I'm more excited for Bryce. I'm more excited for the younger James, because I think he is better than his older brother, to be honest with you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that young cat.
To be better. Yeah. I don't know if he's better than him now, but he has a potential to be way better than his older brother. He actually has the attributes to meet more of the NBA. He's longer, taller, a great player. I just believe, man, I think people that are criticizing LeBron for making that move of drafting his son, they need to stop. Because if that's the case, you need to criticize every professional organization in that's existing, because all of them hire family members. That's how they keep the money in there.
That's how they keep the money.
So, like I said, if you're gonna critique somebody, you better start critiquing
ready for these conversations.
else. Yeah, they better start critiquing everyone else. And I'm not the first one to say it. I was listening to a couple of the podcasts. They were talking about the same thing. So I'm not gonna take credit for me the first thing. I mean, I thought the same thing, but along the line is like, do I support nepotism? I absolutely 100% do. And every business that's owned in this world, whoever's an owner, there is nepotism involved. Bill Gates, I guarantee his family member works for Microsoft. There's somebody in his family who works for Microsoft. Period. So Elon Musk, he has his family work for him somewhere in Tesla. Mm-hmm. So why can't LeBron have his son help play for him on the same team?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing illegal with it. Excuse me. I think the optics of it probably come from. Wait,
before you go. Jeannie Buss is nepotism. What are we talking about? The owner is a part of nepotism. Am I right? Tell me, am I right or wrong?
That's true. Daddy set it all up. Daddy set it all up. So why? But again, so there you go, right there, because I think that's where it is. I think the problem comes from the haters who never will be in a position to provide that kind of an opportunity. I'm doing okay. I don't think I'm gonna be able to provide my son with $104 million. Look, we're gonna do what we need to do, but again, these are different kind of numbers. But it's that crab in the barrel thing. It's them haters out there that saying, give somebody else a chance. But if I'm in a position to give my child, wife, offspring, cousin, uncle, brother, whatever, dad, whomever, an opportunity to be great, and I can open the door. Bronny still had to walk in the door. Bronny still had to go to the combine, right? He still had to go to workouts. He still had to sit through the interviews. He still had to show that he had the handle and he can actually do something. So his daddy's not going to be able to play 2 out of the 5 positions, right? So when Bronny's out there being guard, right? So he still has to do the thing. So you're right. He had to show that he can actually compete and play. Man, if I can open the door for someone, if you can open the door for your kids too, I wish somebody would tell me
I'm
no.
hey, 10 out of 10, I'm doing it. It doesn't
I wish
matter.
somebody
So
would tell me
I
no.
think that part, I think the haters is gonna have to keep hating and get over, because I actually applaud LeBron for that. I really do. I applaud him for doing that and making that move, and using this power to be able to get his son in there into the league. He got his boy Rich Paul, who's the most powerful agent. He got him into doing that, and he's doing all the things he's supposed to do. Now, you were asking the other question. You said, can he handle the pressure? Can Bronny handle the pressure? I think Bronny was built on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's been under the microscope since he's been a young guy going from the 8th grade into high school. He's been through the pressure going through high school. He went through the pressure when he was going through USC. All the attention was on him. I think he'll have the attention on him while he's in summer league. You know, all the questions and the doubters and the haters and all that stuff. And if he misses a shot and all that, but I don't think people have been noticing. And what I've been keen, and I haven't heard this from anybody. Probably maybe a few basketball experts. I'm probably sure they said, but Bronny has improved his game on each level he's kind of went to, except for USC. His numbers didn't show, but as you can see, when from USC, everybody said he was not good. Then he went to the pro camp. He played very, very well, and all these little tryouts things that he went to. Everybody said his game improved, got better, better, better. So that shows that he's putting in the work to do what he needs to do. I think he's going to have a pretty good, solid summer league in Las Vegas and showcase what he can do there.
Come on up here to
As long
Sacramento.
as yeah. As long as he's willing to learn, I think he's gonna be perfectly fine, man.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with him being in the league for 2 or 3 years while his dad is still gonna stay in there? And then if his dad leaves and they decide to cut him, he made $3 million and he got to live his dream to play with his father for 2 or 3 years. I don't see anything wrong with that.
That's true.
I really don't. So I think people need to quit pointing that finger. My finger, like I said, my finger's on a different button with the Lakers. It's not that. I think that was an okay move, and I believe. I wish Bronny all the success. I really do. I hope he's successful in the league. I don't know if he's going to be a superstar, but I do believe he can play in the league for 6 or 7 years and find his niche on playing defense and being that role player, and be okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't need the money. You know, he come from money already. He's gonna make a good bit of change. He's gonna do the Hollywood thing. He's gonna do whatever and build on the
The
brand.
part that everybody missed though.
What?
I'm gonna let you know. So LeBron signed a 2-year contract with an option, right?
Yes.
The league is proposed to expand in the next 2 years. LeBron already said he wants to own a team in Las Vegas. What makes you think when LeBron's contract is up, he's not bringing his son over to play for him on a team he owns in Las Vegas?
We're gonna put this in the time capsule right here, boy, because you may have just give me a lot of numbers too if you got them, boy.
And hold on, and think about it. And then if he owns that team in Vegas, guess whose son and his son is coming up and will be eligible to play in the pros as well? Bryce. He'll have the two brothers will be able to play on the same team on an expansion team. I'm telling you, man, LeBron's playing chess. He's not playing checkers. He's aligning himself up to buy a team, and he's already said he wanted to purchase the Las Vegas team. I see no reason why he won't become the GM as well and bring his kids to be over there and play.
I'm looking for holes in it. That's why I got quiet. I don't see no holes in that. And that would be dope.
That would be dope.
That would be real. That would be game, set, match right there, man. Because again, you played the longest. You got all the records yourself. You got a couple of championships. You went out on top, either with the championship or with the cash. You did what you wanted to do. You got your son. You helped your son to navigate into the league. Your plan is to be in ownership. You got this extra bit of cash where you can go in with a group or whatever. You got Rich Paul, which is who's going to help you, find the right people.
Yep.
You know where you want to be. There's nobody there right now. Boom, that's going. Don't let that come to fruition.
He's making the stars align for himself from a business sense and for his family sense, and letting his kids live his dream. And what better way to live your dream but play for your dad's team?
Man, that's fairy tale right there, boy. That's a fairy. That's all right.
I think he's making the stars align. I mean, I haven't heard no one talk about it. I've thought about it, as you can see him talking about it, but I've thought about it. I think those stars are aligning, and I think they're aligning as faster than people think they are. I think LeBron is setting himself up to buy the Las Vegas team, and at that point, Bronny will be experienced. He drafts his son, and they put the team around him. Rich Paul's going to be an agent, super agent, getting everybody to go there. It's going to probably be I don't know if it'll be the perfect match made in heaven, but it's definitely going to be a dream story.
It's gonna be
It's a
pretty
Cinderella
good.
story if I ain't never
It's
heard of
gonna
one.
listen. It's gonna be pretty good. May not, like you
Yeah.
say, may not be perfect, but listen. The ends are gonna be meeting.
Yep,
The math will be math in there, boy. That's pretty dope. Okay.
Now, if I hear anybody talk about that, you know they've been from our show. Shoot, damn.
Again, I'm not gonna name any names, but I could name some names. But listen, I'm gonna be listening in about 45 minutes when I go hit the gym, and I would be like, if you on this other podcast mention the exact same hypothetical situation,
yep,
we gonna have some furniture moving because I'm okay. Y'all 50 some people that are listening and watching with us as well. Shouts out to y'all. And it's premeditated. It's been written into existence. Montel Allen said it first.
yes, sir.
Okay. Olympics coming around the corner, brother. A lot of things are happening. I'm seeing more good right now, which is great. Our gymnastics team, especially on the women's side, is going to dominate. Not worried about that. They're going to bring home gold because we got Simone Biles. We got Jordan, what's her name, from UCLA, Jordan. So women's going to work. I'm disappointed in the men's soccer team because they just can't win, and they didn't lose, so they're out. We know the women are going to do what they can, so hopefully they win. Track and field is going to be amazing. My goodness, track and field is going to be amazing. Sha'Carri is going to go finally get some hardware and show out in Paris.
I'm looking for 2 events: the 4x1 women's against Jamaica. I want to see our girls play against Jamaica.
See, you want to see some of that smoke. You want to see.
I want to see who's gonna get that smoke, and then I want to see the 4x4 men's with that young 16-year-old young man on that 4x4 relay team.
Yeah, we talked about Quincy last week. Yeah, so shouts out to him. So glad that that's working out. I mean, those are two. I mean, I would even say swimming, but again, someone like a Katie Ledecky, I mean, again, it's game over. Anytime she get in the pool, she winning. So I mean, it's not even fun to watch. It's actually embarrassing for all the other countries because she's 50 seconds ahead of time, done, dried off already, and they still. So all barring anything happening, all things being equal, we got that one locked up. We'll see how basketball works out.
I do believe this Olympics is going to be competitive in a lot of events, man. I think the USA just dominating all the time is not as prevalent as it was before. I think athletes are great all around the world, so I do believe there will be some competition. Definitely, I think we will win. In the sports that we're supposed to win in, but I believe there'll be competition. I think men's basketball, I think there's going to be some competition. I think we're going to win it for sure, but I don't think it's going to be an easy walk because the NBA is international as well. There's a bunch of NBA players playing on other teams.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be good. I think women's basketball we should do very, very, very good. Shout out to Angel Reese for winning, and Caitlin Clark for winning Player of the Month. I think both of them should be on the Olympic team. To be honest with you, Angel Reese is playing out of her mind. And be honest with you, not only is she playing to be Rookie of the Year, she should be considered as MVP if she continues to do a double every night.
If she keeps doing it, she on track. Listen, and what's good about that? This man, is Lord have mercy, bring back. See, that's why you're not on camera right now, Dan Roth. Bring back Caitlyn Jenner. Angel Reese is getting her flowers that she thought she was not getting right now. And you know what's getting it for? Is sister, listen, Angel, it's not your mouth. It's not you talking about it.
It's a play.
It's you out there going out there and doing what it is that you do. Double every single night, and Chicago's winning. Right. And again, and that's not necessarily saying that she was talking a whole lot, right? But again, it's not moaning and groaning and complaining. She going out there showing up for work, and she going to work, and she doing the work. And look at it, all-star team, all the good things.
I'm telling you, man, if she continues on this pace, she will be mentioned as the WNBA MVP. She will be considered in that room, especially if they're winning. Clark is not in the MVP race. She's very dynamic, and the Clark effect, Caitlin Clark effect is Indiana's actually winning. They're
Yeah.
winning games now,
Yeah.
which is great. But I think they're a little ways to go. And she's playing very, very well. But I think those two. This is an interesting one I heard. So Reese and Caitlin are the Bird and Jordan. I mean, they're the Bird and Magic right now at the WNBA.
Okay.
Juju's Jordan. She'll be there next year.
So there'll be two next year. So I'm
Juju
man,
will be the
I
best.
can't even say it. I'm so excited about WNBA basketball. You a Juju fan. You straight up. You've been talking about Juju for a minute. But I'm a Paige Beckers from UConn. So we got Magic and we got Bird right now. But when them two come up, when Juju and Paige come up, just their swag, right? Just the way that they do what they do.
Nobody's stopping Juju. There ain't nobody.
No,
there's nobody
true.
in the WNBA right now can stop Juju.
No, that's 100%. If y'all don't know about you, y'all better take a look at the USC.
USC Juju, she's the baddest female
y'all
basketball
need to take
player.
a look at USC basketball right now.
Yeah,
put whatever money you need to on them next year.
But I thought that was a great analogy. How and it fits really well. They were saying, look at what Caitlin and Reese has elevated the WNBA to now new heights.
Playing in grown folk stadiums, having to move games to bigger arenas. Yes.
When Juju comes, it's going to be the Juju effect. The Jordan, she's going to take it over the top. I think and I honestly believe if the WNBA keeps it growing, she's going to be the first really big international star in WNBA for real. Juju, I think, is that dominant. Is going to be that dominant of a player.
More than I was going to say more than Camilla, but yeah, Camilla hasn't. I mean, not Camilla. Camilla from who's playing on the Chicago side, but that's true. I think you're right. I think she's going to have more of that dynamic play, faster. Just play in the position that she plays. Okay, I had to think it out loud. You're right. Okay. Well,
oh man, I think I'm looking forward to college basketball. Like it's a shame that I know more college female basketball players than I do the males. And I shouldn't say it's a shame. I just think it's an attribute to what the NCAA has done with college basketball, women's basketball, and elevated it. And now the WNBA has been able to take that torch and run with it, which we talked about before. Yeah. I still think they could do a lot more as an organization, but they are definitely on the right track for what they're doing, and making it exciting and kind of giving us that. We had that dead period when there's no football, no basketball, and we're just in baseball land. I think the WNBA is providing that excitement that sports fans are missing.
Agreed. Listen, man, we did what we needed to do. I tell you what, we got a gang of folks on both platforms listening. Open it up for questions. Anybody want us to cover anything in particular? Little AMA. Ask us anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey man, shout out to our sponsors.
Well, it's almost gone. So I'm looking over there at that bourbon.
Bourbon, yeah,
man,
absolutely.
Yeah. And then
a big shout out to the Strike Force, San Diego Strike Force. They fight for their playoff lives in indoor football.
Nice.
My main shout out to my man Bert Grossman. I always take care of us.
Good man.
But they good luck to those guys this weekend coming up. If they win, I think they're going to be one game out, or they'll be tied for the last playoff spot, and they rocking and rolling over
there. Let's see. And when do they play? When do they play again?
They play Saturday.
They play Saturday.
They play the Saturdays.
Home game.
Yep. Okay. Home game. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If y'all have not checked out indoor football, something like what the San Diego Strike Force do, it's an amazing adrenaline rush because the game just is fast. They tackling folks off of the barrier into the stands. When I was there with my team, my goodness, I wanted to suit up. My 40 time isn't as fast as it used to be, but I would have gone out there and done something.
I think people, if you have a local arena indoor football team, man, please go support. It's not that expensive. Please go out there. It's entertaining. It's very entertaining. If you haven't been to one, it's super entertaining. And those young athletes are really putting in some good work, man. I think, and like I said, I have I have a soft spot in my heart. Bert Grossman's such a great guy, man. And he's always taking care of me, looking out for me. So I'm always going to support forever and ever. So I'm encouraging everybody to go out there and go back, grab a ticket, man, and support San Diego and any other team that's locally around to make this league grow.
Go do it. Go do it. Shout out to Sly Beverages as well, right? This Sly Energy Drinks. Worked with them, coordinated with them. I found the business card of the family that we met while we were at the Super Bowl.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to reach out to them probably this weekend just to send them an email and try to connect with them.
Yep.
Marvin, who's in the comments, hooked me up with a coach and his daughter, who is a ex-collegiate athlete and now a coach as well. So we can start talking about some of the things that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. So we got some shows coming up, folks. That's going to be amazing. We keep doing the thing out here, and we keep breaking the news. Which I got to get down there. So where you got to go? What? Oh yeah, because Dan is up there and he's down there in Southern California too. Man, get down there. We'll treat you well. You make it to the game, and Montel and I will make sure that you have a very good time out there with the Strike Force.
Absolutely.
The Strike Force. Take us home, brother. That's what we do. Take us home.
Always, man. First and foremost, people out there that's in this heat wave on the Western Hemisphere, California, and up there in the Great Northern, man, still stay cool. Be safe with those fires. Always check on one of your loved ones. Shout out to them. If you know anybody, it's a suicide month. You know anybody that's having a problem with suicide, please have them contact the suicide hotline, and hopefully they can resolve the issues that are going on. And again, man, we all family. Please be comfortable having uncomfortable conversations, because that's how we learn.
What he said.
The heat, team no sleep, with champions meet. We're on the mic, taking over the game. No time for rest, no screaming for fame. Talking sports, breaking it down from the court to the field. All around town, we stay up all night, grinding on the mic, bringing news, real stories.